First of all, why should you consider hiring a dog trainer? And especially, what kind of dog trainer should you consider hiring? So, in this day and age, I would say we have many options that we can take advantage of. Hiring a dog trainer is something that many dog owners probably either they don't consider at all or they're thinking about it. So I want to clear this out and give you some options and ideas so you can think about it. First of all, if you have a dog and you have a dog basically that is well behaved, then you don't even come across the thought of hiring a dog trainer. I think hiring a dog trainer only happens when dog owners have issues with their dogs and or are struggling with their dogs. You could hire a dog trainer that comes to your home and does the training at your home. You could hire a dog trainer and you can go to their facility or location, or most dog trainers, they since they don't have a location, they do it in public parks and public areas. So you can go and do the training there. And this day and age, with the technology that we have, you can hire dog trainer online as well. That's another option that you have. Maybe you didn't realize that in the past, all you had was in-person dog training. In this day and age, we have the option of hiring a dog trainer online via video calls, Zoom, or whatever software they use. You may or you may not hire a dog trainer is because your dog has behavioral issues or is a well-behaved dog and you're not even considering about hiring a dog trainer. So if you have a dog who's good dog, I would say still it's a good idea to work with a dog trainer. The reason for that is I always say if you have a good dog, it's a good idea to make it better. You can always improve your dog's behavior, so it will be easier to train that dog. Now, if you have a dog who has behavioral issues, you can always improve that dog's behavior as well. You could listen to your neighbor, what their opinion is. You can listen to people on the dog walks that you go and see what they are going to say. But you're going to get a lot of opinions here and there. So it's very important to hire a dog trainer that especially is using positive reinforcement techniques and ideas. And especially if you could hire a dog trainer that doesn't use treats or food to train your dog, that would be even ideal. When you are selecting a dog trainer, you want to be aware that these dog trainers, they come from all kinds of backgrounds. What I mean by backgrounds is their methods are different. Most dog trainers, they tend to claim they use positive reinforcement. Even those who use aversive tools as shock collars or prong collars or choke chain collars, they can consider and claim that they are a positive dog trainer. That's because dog training is not regulated. What that means is it's something that anybody can claim to be a dog trainer, anybody can become a dog trainer, and anybody can start a business doing dog training. And since it's not regulated, anybody can claim to be in business for many years. And that's unfortunate. I would say, in a way, it's unfortunate and fortunate. Unfortunate because you're getting all kinds of ideas and methods. You never know which one to go with. The fortunate part would be, for example, for me, become a dog trainer and do what I really love to do. And as a dog trainer myself, that has been working with dogs for over 20 years now, I have learned that anybody who loves dogs can become a dog trainer, and all dog trainers, they love dogs. It's not that they are trying to harm dogs or they're trying to be aversive to dogs because they love to do it. It's because they believe in certain mindset, certain ideology, and certain way of training dogs. So therefore, they choose and select or become a dog trainer who uses certain methods of dog training or using certain tools. I want to make sure that you understand that all dog trainers are dog lovers and they want to help dogs and they want to help you. Now it's up to you to do your homework and do your research and find the dog trainer that sits well with your wishes, with your mindset, and with your gut sense. You have to be aware that there has to be some time put on to do research to find the right dog trainer. You can't just pick up the phone or check out a website and say, that's it. I'm just going to hire the first dog trainer that I see. No, you have to make sure, first of all, what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve, and what can you do to achieve those goals. So, for instance, if you want your dog to behave properly and not to be reactive or aggressive, what you need to do is you need to address this situation, this problem that you're having, which is getting help. Now, do you want to approach your dog training journey with using aversive tools or without aversive tools? Do you want to be physical to your dog? Do you want to approach it from positive reinforcement method? Do you mind using e-collars or shock collars? Do you mind using treats or not? Do you mind using tools, gadgets to train your dog? Do you enjoy playing, praising your dog? So figure these things out, and then that will help you to be able to narrow down your research. So personally, I don't suggest using aversive tools, aversive methods, force or domination, or even treats to train dogs. So therefore, I narrowed down my research when personally I was looking for dog trainers who could help me. I narrowed it down to dog trainers who were using anything but treats or food or aversive tools or methods or force or domination. And the only things that were left were basically play and praise reward system. So I did my research to find dog trainers who were using play and praise as a reward system. It was hard to find, but I happened to be lucky and found one school that focused on training dogs without the use of treats and using play and praise. And I not only joined the classes, but I joined the program. And I went there and I studied with the master dog trainer of that school. And I studied for almost a year. And at the end, I became a certified dog trainer because that was my passion. That was what I wanted to do. First of all, I wanted to become a dog trainer. And second of all, I wanted to train my own dogs using play and praise reward system. And when I learned this method and ideology, then I had to implement it in my own dog training system and train and teach dog owners the same idea. I wanted to share that message. I wanted to share that method with dog lovers, dog owners all over the world. So that's how personally I found. So I narrowed it down. So you have to narrow it down as well. If you don't mind using e-collars, which I don't recommend, then you have many choices. You can hire a lot of dog trainers who can help you. If you don't mind using treats, your options are limitless. You can hire any dog trainer, most dog trainers, and they will be using treats. If you want to use domination, you can find still few dog trainers who use domination. So it's up to you which method you want to select and which method you want to use to train your dog, and then go for it. Find and narrow down your selection and pick the one dog trainer that really connects with you and makes sense to you. So I wonder if you have ever considered hiring a dog trainer who doesn't use treats or food to train dogs. Let me know in the comments area. Why does that matter to you? Does that matter to you at all? So, one of the reasons that I think you should be considering hiring a dog trainer who doesn't use treats as a primary reinforcer is because, first of all, they're using a positive reinforcement to train your dog. When you are hiring a dog trainer who uses treats or food to train your dog, it can be ineffective in the long term. As a dog owner, as a dog trainer, as a dog that is dependent on treats, can become a challenge to train that dog because your dog and you become, and including the dog trainers, they become dependent on treats to train their dogs. And for the dog to obey commands, they're going to be depending on you giving treats. And that can cause a lot of behavioral issues to start to develop, but also a lot of health issues can become issues with your dog. And you have to understand not all dogs can respond well to treats. Not all dogs can benefit from responding to treats as well. They may be not really motivated by food or treats, and you may be actually forcing that dog to respond to treats or food. So, what are the things to consider when looking for a dog trainer who uses positive reinforcement techniques without treats? So, definitely make sure that that dog trainer has a long time or long term experience working with dogs. Also, make sure that that dog trainer is well aware of your dog's breed and also understand as different breeds may require different training approaches. And beside that, you have to ask for references from that dog trainer. Make sure that dog trainer has a lot of or 100% positive reputation. Now, I mentioned about, understanding breed requirements for different training techniques. In my opinion, most dogs are working breeds because they've been bred to serve human, to do something for human. So most working breeds can be trained the same way. Now, training a beagle who's a working breed is similar to training a border collie, but you have to understand the way each breed works as well. You can get the same results or as fast as results that you get from a border collie from a beagle because beagles learn differently than border collies, and border collies have different drives than beagles. So you want to make sure that that dog trainer understands these concepts, these little things, and then is able to work on your dog as well. Your own dog breed. Now, some tips that I want to share with you about when it comes to training dogs without treats is that you need to be patient. You can't get results without treats as fast as you will get with treats. Now, I'm not saying that there's a flaw there when you're not using treats. When you're not using treats, you're using method to train your dog that makes and helps your dog to learn better. Learning fast doesn't mean that your dog learns better. You can teach a dog to do a behavior with treats within, let's say, an hour. But the problem is that now you are depending on that treat for the behavior to be repeated. And also, next time or next day, if you try to ask your dog to give you that behavior, your dog is not going to give the behavior because it's not connecting the formula. So your dog doesn't learn as good as when you don't use treats. When you don't use treats and you use play and praise, yes, it takes a little bit longer for the dog to learn the same behavior, but your dog actually learns the behavior clearly and understand exactly what you mean and will give you the behavior anytime that you ask for it because your dog learns better. That's the difference between training dogs with or without treats, that your dog learns better. Faster is not always the best thing. Faster is a solution for dog owners who don't want to invest time and energy to build a long-term relationship with their dogs. I personally don't work with dog owners who want to get results fast. I work with dog owners who want to get results and they don't care how long it takes. They just want to get the results. Now, if you want to work with me, for example, I work with dog owners who are in the same mindset as mine. And among hundreds of requests that I get, I have to narrow down to few students or few clients that I will work with. Because as a dog trainer myself, I'm being selective about the student and the clients that I'm going to work with. And you, as a dog owner, when you're hiring a dog trainer, you have to be selective as well, who you're going to hire. You have hundreds of dog trainers that you can pick, but you have to select and narrow down which dog trainer you're going to select or choose to work with. Now, I don't work with dog owners one-on-one in person anymore because I found out that there's a glitch. And I'm going to talk about this glitch on my next episode. And I hope in this episode you learned something that you can go ahead and think about it and take action. And that's all the time that we have today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found this information helpful. Tune in next time for more tips and advice, and also find out what is the problem when it comes to hiring a dog trainer in person or even joining your local dog training school. Can't wait to share those information. So stay tuned. And until next time, have fun with your dog.